excited about being involved in the wrestling business in any way, shape, or form, and everybody who was training had their own little jobs. Some people were selling pizzas, some people were refereeing, some people were helping set up the ring, and my job was to sell the T-shirts. So for the entire first year that I was training, before I had my first match, I would sit at the gimmick stand with a T-shirt that said, "Gimmicks, get them here," and was lucky enough to be able to watch every single match and learn a lot. You know, I remember sitting there and watching a lot of guys from Al Snow to Bull Payne, a lot of the guys who've been wrestling for a long time, and that was a great spot to be in to really learn the business.
So you're telling me, Les, that you've got him there, and he's there a year, and you don't put a title on him in a year? What was going through your mind?
Well, he will tell you that we evolve things a little bit slower. we try to make them mean something, and it did. Well, you know, and he was lucky too, because he was here with us through the contract days when he had a chance to. I'll tell you what. We did a fantasy camp for Mark Curtis's widow, and it was the first time. Now, I'm going to tell you about my friend Desmond, or Nigel, or whatever the hell we're going to call him. But when he first came to me, he couldn't wrestle, but he could do a Ricky Steamboat arm drag, like, just beautiful, because he had taught himself on his bed at home in England. So when he first met Ricky Steamboat, I said, Nigel, get in the ring and show Ricky an arm drag. Oh, I don't know if I want to have. I said, show him the arm drag. And so he showed Ricky the arm drag, and Ricky said, that was beautiful, and that English chest just puffed up, and it made his day.
Yeah, it was a fantastic moment. I've had a few moments like that in my wrestling career, you know, as I've gone through and met various people that I idolized as a kid, and, you know, had them say nice things, and that was probably, one of the first. I've actually, believe it or not, as I'm sitting here now looking at my wall in the lounge, I have an autographed picture signed by Ricky Steamboat that says, "To the guy with the second best arm drag in the world."
Oh, that's awesome.
Very nice.
And he started ask him about the iron he carried, and don't ask me why he carried it, because he never could explain it to me. But he had such a great character that he carried it, and no one questioned the fact why. Tell him about the iron, Steve.
I don't know. You know, it was a weird thing, really. I mean, I kept trying to come up with great stories for why I carried it to the ring. And to be honest, now thinking back, you know, I mean, you'd think I was doing I was on some major medication carrying this stupid thing to the ring with me, but it came to me one day when I was around my girlfriend's place, and she was watching, her mum was doing the ironing and watching wrestling on TV at the same time, and I think it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan ran to the ring with a 2x4, and she was like, "Oh, were they allowed that?" And I explained, yeah, you know, everyone has their own little gimmick, their character, and they're allowed to bring something to the ring because of it. And then she goes, "Does anyone ever bring an iron?" And a light went off in my head, which in hindsight I wish probably didn't. You know, a lot of people seem to, in the early days, seem to remember me more for that iron than for my Ricky Steamboat arm drag. So, you know, luckily I busted it up on somebody's head in Italy a few years ago, and I've never looked back since. So you won't be seeing me carrying another iron to the ring, I'll tell you that.
Now he carries just a multitude of talent.
Trying to get a deal with Bed Bath Body Works. You know, he could have kept it and gotten something with, you know, Bed Bath and Beyond or something, a little promo deal carrying an iron around.
Yeah.
But now he brings just a huge amount of talent with him. That's the great thing. And I'm going to tell you, you know, Nige, these guys were talking earlier, if you were listening to the show, you know, about guys getting things done so quickly. And I'm going to tell you, the first time he trained with me, the second month or the third month, would I have said to you, he's going to be exactly where he's at now? This guy has got nothing but tremendous talent. No, I wouldn't have said that, and I think he'll tell you the same. He didn't evolve overnight or over a week or over a month. He had the opportunity. We were blessed with some great people passing through our gym that the guys could learn from, and had a chance to work with different level guys, and it took time. It took time to develop, didn't it, Steve?
Yeah, very much so. You know, it's not all of us are as lucky as guys like Kurt Angle that just get it. The instant they get in the ring. A lot of people just takes many years, and I'd say it was a good probably 4 to 5 years before I really started to understand the little intricacies and what made you get over, which is ultimately your only goal is getting over and selling tickets. So it took me a long time. It's funny. I think, Les, you'll probably agree that you'd probably say the same thing about a lot of guys that came through that place. There were some people that came in that looked like they were going to be the next big thing, and just for whatever reason just didn't pan out, and others that you probably wouldn't have given a chance to, that just for whatever reason, stuck it out and managed to do very well for themselves. So
sure.
I guess
a mutual friend of ours, Time Bomb. There was that little pudgy guy when he first came through the door. No one ever figured he would have turned out to be the very talented worker that he was. No one would have even given him a shot at that.
Right, yeah, he did really well. Then he dropped a lot of weight and, became a real nice little hand.
Yeah, absolutely. So you must be excited now. I mean, to have this national stage offered to you and to get this big push. I mean, it's got to be a little mixed emotion. You've got to be a little nervous, but the adrenaline's got to be pumping. You got to be excited because now's the chance to show them out there and say, okay, here it is, and this is what I worked so hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. There's a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of anxiety, but no, I just couldn't be happy. I just, I really feel like this is just the best thing that could have possibly happened to me. I'm excited. I'm eager, and just I'm more than ready to just do the best I possibly can. It's a fantastic company, and now going forward, it just looks like it's going to get better and better on leaps and bounds. Right.
Well, you're gonna be part of that, my friend. The only thing that it kind of falls short for me is I was really hoping a chance to see you and Dragon against one another on a national stage, which of course we won't get a chance to do now. But I think a lot of people that missed seeing you guys in Ring of Honor really missed seeing a combination of classic professional wrestling and with modern embellishments. I really do. I think it's something that I don't sell DVDs for Ring of Honor, but I'd say to anybody that had the opportunity to buy the DVDs with or Nigel with any of the Noah champions or with Bryan Danielson, I think it's well worth your money to see, because that is what professional wrestling should be today.
Yeah, I always felt a very special connection with Bryan. He always, he really is one of the best wrestlers in the world without a doubt, and he was always helped me along. You talk about learning from various people throughout your career, and of everybody I ever wrestled, he probably taught me and helped me improve as much as anyone.
I said to a young man, I was up in Philadelphia doing a camp back the first of the month, and this group of guys, we were talking, and I told him, let me tell you just one little conversation that will tell you one of the reasons that Bryan Danielson is moving up and not staying stagnant or moving down. I said, I went to Dayton to watch his final match in Dayton, Ring of Honor, with Chris Hero, who, if you guys, the hosts here don't know, Chris is a Dayton boy. So anyway, I went up to watch the show, talked to Bryan and Chris both a little bit before the show started. But anyway, they went out and they had a hell of a match. And once the match was over, and that was obviously the last match on the show, and I was going through the dressing room saying good night to everybody, Bryan came up to me and said, Les, thanks for coming to watch the match. What did I do wrong? He didn't say, did you see me get my shit in? He didn't say, how good was I? He said, what did I do wrong? And meaning that he realized that I can still get better. And I think that's what makes Nigel, or made Ricky Steamboat, or anybody that was worth a damn good, is because they're never satisfied and they're always looking for that edge and looking to improve.
I think that's definitely true, and that definitely speaks well for you as well, Les, because I've been around a Dragon enough that he doesn't ask just anybody's opinion. I mean, he really does have to value your opinion to ask you, and so he talks to Regal a lot. He talks to, a few other guys that he really values their opinion, but the fact that he came up and asked you, he obviously values your opinion too, so it's very
by gosh, being proud to say that I trained you, or at least had a little bit to do with it, or at least showed you how to sell T-shirts. It makes me